I'm Allison Collins. We're here at the break of Amherst Symphony Orchestra rehearsal, and I'm here with Claire Sarah. Claire,
Hi.
you're a violinist.
Yes, I am.
Tell me how you started playing the violin.
I started playing the violin at Maple West Elementary School when I was 9 years old. I'm determined that I was meant to be a band kid because I wanted the clarinet because my name is Claire. I wanted the flute because it was cute and little, and there were no clarinets or flutes to be had, so I couldn't get the
Embouchure?
Yeah, the embouchure for a brass instrument wasn't working, so my mom said, you know what, you're just going to play the violin. We had a couple in our family, violinists, and we had a full-size violin hanging on the wall as a decoration, so she said, we might as well pull this down in a couple of years and have you play, so that's how it came to be.
Wow. So you grew up in this area?
Yes, born and raised here in Amherst area, not too far from here actually. Went away to school, and now I'm back home and trying to figure out what's going on in my future.
So glad you're here. How long have you been with Amherst Symphony?
This is the middle of my second season with the symphony. So I played last year and had a blast, so I came back for more.
And how long is it that you've been doing other things with Amherst Symphony around the board?
Yes, I am.
What else do you do?
I'm on the board for the grant writing committee. I assist a few other people with pursuing financial organizations and trying to figure out how to support the orchestra with using as few means from the community as possible and reaching out to the bigger organizations that that possibly would have an interest in us. So
Great. So what other orchestras and groups have you played with?
This is basically it. I played through elementary school. I played at High Middle with Mrs. Boisnell, who's in the firsts, and I played at Williamsville North with Mr. Buckle, who's in the firsts.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah. Only one I'm missing is my Maple West teacher. But then I actually tried playing in college when I went to SUNY Oswego. There was a community college orchestra. They kind of mixed. There were people who lived in Oswego, and then there are also students from the orchestra who were rehearsing one night a week on Mondays. I guess it's a good day for orchestra.
So what do you do professionally?
I work at a law firm, answering phones and trying to figure out if a legal career is in my field. I'm not really too sure how I feel about that right now. Maybe in the future, but right at this moment, I'm not prepared to jump into law school at all. So I'm very happy where I am, and hopefully never have to hear from anybody who's watching this video, because that would mean that you're drastically injured.
All right. And I don't even know how you got into tango. You need to tell me about this.
I am a closet, I guess you'd call it, what's the word for people obsessed with Britain? Like Anglophiles or something like that?
That sounds correct.
I guess I'd be a Spanglophile, if that's a word. I've studied Spanish for 12 years through middle and high school and college, and I studied abroad twice. The second time was to Buenos Aires in Argentina, which is kind of tango's own little mecca. And I saw tango there, and when I was moving home, that trip was at the middle of the spring, and then at the end of the spring I graduated, and I was really upset and mad that I was moving home. I had all these friends with grand dreams and plans and like going abroad and starting these great careers, and I was like, I'm moving home and I have no idea what I'm doing. So I was really mad about that. And at school, I was a figure skater, a synchronized skater, so I had my team, I had my sport, something to do, get me out of the house. So I didn't really have anything like that to come home to until I found tango and until I found the orchestra. So I found two little communities that help me engage my artistic interests when I'm not at work at a desk all day. So
That's wonderful.
keeps my brain lively, yes.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening, Claire.
Oh, thank you as well.